Recently, a panel of experts convened at the Naval Academy to discuss what the future of military recruitment could look like in the next decade. Among the panelists was Katherine Kuzminski. She's the director of the Military Veterans and Society program at the Center for New American Security. Kate, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
So the number one thing that experts said at that panel was that diversity is key. So what does it look like now, especially with regard to women?
Women represent a minority of the individuals currently serving in the military. In the Marine Corps, it's under 10%, and it's as high as about 25% in the Air Force.
So why women? Why was that the focus of recruitment?
Part of it is the recruiting crisis that we're facing right now. We're not seeing the adequate numbers that we need in each of the services. And thinking about 51% of the population as a target audience is really important at this moment. Specifically thinking about some of the skill sets and assets that women bring to the table, we've seen an increase in the number of women who are college educated at the same time that we see a decrease in their male counterparts.
So women are smarter than men, is that what you're saying?
Women are pursuing higher education at higher rates than men, for sure.
So, but what about the physical concerns? You know, people say they don't have the same upper body strength and they can't meet the same criteria as men do on the physical strength side.
There's an argument to be made that the standards should remain the same and see who can actually meet those standards. So we're not comparing the average woman to the average man. We're comparing highly athletic and strong women who want to pursue a career in the military to their male counterparts in the same exact standard.
So one reason that women might not want to enlist is the prevalence of sexual harassment, sexual assault in the military. What do you need to do about that? I mean, isn't that stopping women from enlisting?
It certainly doesn't send the right message, right? But we do see that both men and women have been targets of sexual violence in the military. The independent review commission that the Department of Defense held 2 summers ago really laid out a way forward for the services to make major strides in addressing sexual assault as a leadership issue within the command climate.
All right, so let's talk about recommendations. What needs to be done to bring more women into the services?
First is highlighting the vast role of the roles available in the military. So when we're looking at what we need, it's not just infantry and people at the pointy end of the spear. It's also the intelligence community. It is the cyber community. It is the ability to deal in complex environments, and that's a skill that women bring to the table as well.
So it's not just recruitment, it's also retention, and services have been struggling with retaining female service members. So what changes do you recommend there?
Yeah, certainly some easy wins for the military services and the Department of Defense would be to extend childcare hours. We see that women in the military are more likely to be married to a man in the military than is true for men in the military. Many of their wives are civilians. And if both people have a long work day and the child care facilities don't open until after they both need to be at PT, that's an issue. Also thinking about maternity and paternity leave and different ways of managing careers. It's particularly pronounced for women fighter pilots who can't afford to leave the cockpit, and so they're forced with the decision of whether to stay in or leave.
So what's the situation right now with maternity leave for female service members?
So recently the department and each of the military services expanded both maternity leave and parental leave to 12 weeks. The Army just rolled out their strategy in the last 2 weeks, and they were the last service to do so. And that, I do think, will have an impact on people's ability to stay in the service and still choose to have a family.
So what are you thinking as far as the trends go? Is the downturn in recruitment likely to continue? Do you think this year will be different from last year?
I think we'll have struggles for the next year or two. Part of it's related to COVID. We didn't have military recruiters on college campuses or in high schools. And part of it is changing, shifting cultural norms within society. Not everyone considers military service as an option. We do see that the services are adapting. So, for example, the Army is rolling out returning the Be All You Can Be campaign in March. That's really highlighting what it is that military service looks like and how you can contribute to the community.
And the low unemployment rate is also contributing to that because there's so many other options.
That's right.
All right. Well, Kate, nice to talk to you. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and hit the subscribe button to be the first to watch our latest content. Full shows and more are available on our website at govmatters.tv.